Hello, this is Kev. Before I get the subject matter underway, I wanted to tell you a little story I wrote about maybe a couple years ago. All right, and it goes a little something like this. One day, this scientist gathered a couple from each race, put them all in the same room, and say, write down a lot of things you think about the other couples, or the other race couples. No, they didn't critique each other. They critiqued everyone else. Kind of a unity exercise. All right. After everyone was finished, the scientist, what he did with the data was, he came up with 100 things about each person, the male and the female of each race couple. So when he compiled this data, he gave everybody their sheet to read about themselves. The Asian man got his own sheet. The Asian woman got her own sheet. The Mexican woman got her own sheet. The Mexican man got his own sheet. And so on and so forth. And but we're talking about the black couple here. Each sheet was compiled of the positive things and the negative things grouped together. Okay, so the black woman looks at her sheet. Of the 100 things, 99 of those things were great. One was bad. Now, one could only speculate what that one thing was. So you can use your imagination on something like that. But she was so triggered and so self-conscious and so narcissistic, she went around the room searching for a pen, pencil, anything. She finally found a Sharpie and she rubbed it off the paper so hard it rubbed right through the paper. So you could only see the 99 things that were great that was written. And you can be your own judge of character. The world doesn't perceive us that way anyway, but let's just say for the sake of the story. So she looks over and the black man is looking at his list. And she's like, oh, well, what's going on? And he was like, well, nothing, but, they kind of, they were split. She looks on his list. There are 50 good things and 50 bad things. She looked like she was getting ready to get a marker for the 50 good things, but she didn't do that. But the thought crossed her mind. What she did was she took his paper, she folded it in half, she put the half of the paper facing up with the 50 positive things and told him to his face after she did all of that, you don't have to focus on those 50 negative things. Just focus on the 50 positive things. Well, for a story I wrote, there's a couple takeaways I get from that. Number one, black women love telling black men how to feel about something. If the black man doesn't agree, black women tell everyone else how black men feel and what black men want, how black men should be, what a real man is. And every time you hear about predatory behavior, is this big old boogeyman black man. The narrative's put out for you. Let me refer to the study of 60% of black females before the age of 18 are touched inappropriately by a black male adult. There's this framing of the conversation that the predators in the black community obviously must be the men. And this is constantly framed by, and I'll go ahead and say this, the majority of black females. The majority. Not all. Because you got to say not all. The majority of black females feel like, and these are the if the females I see online represent the majority, then we are in trouble. Yes, the majority of black females will shape the conversation. Like these black men, especially the uncles, because they love bringing up the uncles, are the ones that are the sexual deviants. And if females, beyond the shadow of a doubt, are mentioned as predators, one of two things would get said. Either stop posting stuff like this, it's making black people look bad, or she was probably forced into it by a black man. Because we're so evil. All right, now, before I go any further, I'm about to show you a very disturbing little video that was posted in Black Men Being Brutally Honest with Everyone a couple of years ago. I want you to watch it. I'm going to show you screenshots of where the post came from, and I want you to read the comments. What I will be doing is I will be partially hiding the faces and hiding the names. I'll call them something else because, you know, honestly, I'm not here to expose people like that. I just want to expose and attack their talking points. Because at the end of the day, I am exposing a toxic mentality that needs to be fixed. And a lot of us blacks, we'll ignore it. We'll ignore it for image. We'll ignore it because we think white people are looking. And let me tell you something right now. I don't give a fuck what any other group has to say about us. But what I'm about to show you is a teenage girl. Because, you know, y'all love calling teenagers children when convenient. A teenage girl being held up. No, a teenage girl twerking on what appears to be a baby that's months old, with a female holding the baby up, pressed up against this girl's backside while she's twerking. I want you to watch this video, assess it for yourself. I'm going to show you the screenshot of where the video came from, and I'm going to show you some of these dumbass comments. A couple of them were smart, but a lot of them were dumb as shit. And that is no exaggeration. And this is to the point that I'm trying to make in this video. Because, see, we live in an age where you have to provide tangibles if you're going to say certain things. And you tell me what I'm not saying. That question I'm asking at the top of the screen isn't completely justified. Just say something in the comment section. If you agree, if you disagree, whatever. But yeah, this video is probably gonna be one of my longer uploads, so please pay attention. And if you got a little time to spare, maybe 10, 15 more minutes, hey, I would greatly appreciate it. Because I know you could be doing something else right now. But you chose to watch my vid. And I appreciate that, and I keep bringing you great stuff. So watch this video, assess it for yourself, and then I'm gonna go into the reactions. All right. I mean, I'm chuckling, but hey, you know what? Sometimes life is so funny. Sometimes life is so sad, it's funny. All right, here we go. Disturbing video. Now, some of you will think this is what you would call queenly behavior. Some of you, frankly, said that this was quite normal. Now, just to show you that I wasn't fishing just for a video, just to pick on black women, I'm going to show, this is a screenshot of it in the group. This was posted over 2 years ago, actually. Yeah, the group has existed that long. But what's more so interesting than a viral video being posted in the group were the comments and reactions to, like, even the video being posted in the first place. because when you post stuff like this, something must be wrong with you, or you must just be picking on black women. So I mean, and let me just go ahead and throw this out there. No, nobody's picking on black women. This is just bringing light to a very disturbing behavior. I mean, but yeah, these reactions, I mean, it kind of puzzled me, because you would have thought that black people were on board to eliminate this kind of thing. Okay, now I'm going to show you some of the screenshots, but before I do, I'm going to make a couple of points. Number one, for those who felt like this was nothing wrong with what this girl did, okay, if it were a young black boy, a teenager, and a black man holding a baby up, and he was like, okay, let's say he's fully clothed, but he's rubbing his crotch all over the baby, guess what would happen? They'll find out that man's name, address, and they'll send Child Protective Services and the police over there. So look at some of these comments that came about because of this post, and this was over 2 years ago. So don't play this game like the mentalities have changed or whatever, because they haven't. No, they haven't, because they still trying to do the same thing in the group. They tirelessly defend the indefensible. Yep. So let's look at our first screenshot, shall we? Okay, one thing you notice is I've either blocked out part of the name, or I blocked out the whole name and blocked out their profile pic. But this first one up here that made a comment, I blocked out her name, but I wanted you to see that this was a black woman. And I called her sensible lady because she was making perfect sense. And she says, and peeps wonder why so many kids are so messed up these days. And she posted a Martin Lawrence meme that was appropriate. She got a reply, yep. Bruh is a black guy. He said, LOL, they lit. Yeah, because it's so sad it's funny. It's so funny it's sad. But here's the interesting part about this screenshot is the crying simp. Now, this guy tried to be a thorn in the group side because he just blatantly did not. He wanted to be there trolling, but he acted like he didn't like the group. Yeah, but he said something very interesting. He said, these niggas be searching the internet frantically to find incriminating shit to support their black women ain't shit argument. Meanwhile, overlooking all the information showing white women, among others, doing worse. Several things to say about this. Number one, okay. Okay, when I created that group, I didn't have a rule saying that, oh, y'all can't post viral videos making certain people look bad, because, that's not what I set out to do. Second, black women ain't shit, support their black women ain't shit argument. I mean, I'm sorry, if you wanted to make an argument based on this video, you'll have a very good one. And the whole white women thing, I'm just gonna pass by that one, because it's like that's not only a straw man, that's a deflection that black people love to use. And yes, our people love to use that every time a black person is under scrutiny. Guess what? Oh, white people do it too. Okay, and look at this next screenshot, because we've never seen this kind of language before. I called this one white supremacist black woman, because I'm sorry, if you're sitting up here just on the attack about black men all the time, every time a point is made, then that's what I consider you as. And she said, I'm convinced this is a den for hate-filled closeted homosexuals. These men are here to link up with each on the low and pop shit about black women in semi-public. And yes, that guy below that making that reply is me. And see, I don't have to block out my own face on my video. And then I say, but you can justify twerking on a baby. You're sick. I mean, I meant that. She's sick. She's a sick person. Like, why sit up there and try to bypass everything black women do just to make a dumbass comment like that? I mean, I'm sorry. We know how to shower you with praise when you do something good, especially like when other people are involved. We credit just you. Well, anyway, here goes another screenshot. All right, hypocrisy with T.I. That is a black woman's profile. That is their child. And a name I gave that speaks for itself. But you're going to have somebody that has appeared in another screenshot that I'm about to show you. Black woman in blatant denial.
Let them tell it. She's a pedophile for this. SMH.
Like I said with the boy argument before, y'all have been calling CPS and the police. Sisterhood fence straddler, meaning that I'm only saying this so I won't make my sisters too mad.
Man, IDK. I don't think dancing makes you a pedophile, but this shit is disgustingly ratchet as fuck. LOL.
See, that's what Black Woman in Blatant Denial could have said. Okay, it's disgusting, but but some of you are so gender first, believe all women bullshit, all that other stuff, that you let stuff like this slide. That baby isn't even a year old, and even if it was a year old, it still would make it okay. All right, and if you thought it was over, here's more. All right, the comment. This has to be a feminist. Yes, that's another black woman. Wow, we have way too much going on in this world to be focused on this. Yes, like child predators and molestation and sexual deviancy. So yes, I kind of agree, but still, this is a part of what we need to focus on. But since it's a girl, the Black Woman in Blatant Denial is back. That's what they do in here, sis. If it was a white broad, they'd be in love. Yeah, like we agree with what Charlize Theron is doing to two black boys that she adopted. Stop. Okay, here we go. Black women can never do wrong.
I said the same shit, but apparently pointing out that there's more important shit to worry about means I twerked on a baby.
No doubt. No doubt. I mean, if you condone and justify that behavior, yeah, you possibly had. Or, you're some older woman that's probably 35 that's got a 17-year-old boy toy somewhere. But hey, you know what? They do that too. And no one ever penalizes them for it. Until there's hardcore facts, of course. But how they do with hardcore facts also. Yeah, I hear these questions quite often, like, some of these guys on this platform saying that, why are the men focused on the women so much? Okay, let me make a couple of points to you. They keep trying to push this narrative that black women are leading homes. Making you a single mother, you being a single mother does not make you leader of the home. It just makes you without a man. And if there were leaders of the home, why are so many of our kids going astray? Why are so many of our kids messed up, like that sensible lady said? It's because that the majority of women online care more about upholding some kind of perfect image than the safety of our children. So a lot of the men, they care more about the feelings of women, especially in our neck of the woods. They care more about the feelings of other black women than they do about the welfare of kids. And for us to visit child predators and sexual deviancy properly in our community, that just means that we don't give a damn about the kids at all. But one thing is for certain. The majority of black women don't care about female predators. They only care about exposing the male predators. Creating this black boogeyman, and all these little Me Too cases. And, things didn't quite go over my way professionally, so I'm not going to say that I tried to have sex with him. I'm going to say that he tried to have sex with me and I was uncomfortable. But you got little shit like you got mentalities like that. Now, some of you are going to say, oh, they were trolling. They were just trying to get you guys all riled up. Nah, they meant that. I mean, trolling is something that you're blatantly kidding about. That wasn't trolling. That was defending fuckery. That was making excuse for fucked up, illicit behavior. That was saying that, oh, I don't care what black people do. We just want black people to look good. We just want black women to look good. You cannot tell me that black women aren't protected by black men by some of those comments. Because a couple of those guys were laughing. But most of the women defended it. They were more mad at the guys for posting it than the girl and the mother who was in the video holding up the baby. I don't know, it might have been a mother, it might have been an auntie. But it was definitely two black women putting a baby through that. The baby didn't know what was going on. But hey, you know what? I do believe that some things can be implanted in kids when they're too young to remember shit. You know, trauma and, you know, repressed memories. I mean, we need to be absolutely as careful with our children as possible. You know, let them know that they have some worth and some value. I mean, just because some of y'all didn't have that instilled in y'all doesn't mean that the kids that are kids now don't have that chance. And I think it's quite selfish to sit there and deny that shit because what you see makes you uncomfortable. You makes it think you look bad as a group. Well, I mean, when you defend stuff like that, women, I'm talking especially to you girls, because I talk to who I want to talk to. I address who I want to address. Yes, when you defend stuff like that, yes, guess what? You might as well be as much predator as that young lady in the video. Now, I'm going to close out with, I'm going to show a video by DeRay Davis explaining how he was molested when he was 11 by 2 grown women. And then I'm going to show you a nice little clip of a wedding that I found on Facebook. Yes, that was posted on Facebook too. But I'm not going to go through those comments because guess what? Oh, they just playing, they just having fun. And you'll see what I mean. So here you go. This stuff is serious. I mean, it's not an attack on black women. Because, I mean, no matter what I say about the guys, you're going to say that all I want to do is attack black women. And that's just simply not true. If you're not a person that wants to at least see the kids do good and not have to go through dumb shit, then you might as well be against somebody like me. I mean it. So without further ado, this is comedian DeRay Davis. Now, if you know DeRay Davis, he was in The Barbershop as the bootleg guy. The movie The Barbershop as the bootleg guy. And I mean, he's a comedian that is quite unfiltered. He got a couple specials on Netflix. But here's him explaining what happened to him as a child. All right, and yeah, this is serious stuff, man. This is serious stuff. This stuff. Although he does laugh when he say it, this is no laughing matter. Period. You know, people go through this every day. I mean, children go through this kind of thing every day, and at the level the boys go through with grown women. The thing is, it's ignored. They don't ignore the guys, and yeah. Males who abuse kids should be punished, period. I'm not saying they shouldn't be punished. I'm just saying have the same energy across the board. If you're gonna have that energy for Bill Cosby and R. Kelly, which you should have it for R. Kelly, you should have that same energy for Asia Argento. You should have that same energy for that lady that came on the Todd Bridges on the set of Different Strokes. But y'all don't, because guess what? When females are the predators, the sisterhood does not give a shit. All right, guys. Kev, we trust. Closing out with these 2 videos.
I don't know what I felt like I've been, as a young guy, my mother's friends my mother was involved in a lot of stuff, but I've had older women who thought I wasn't being parented correctly. Slightly try to take advantage of me, and not slightly, have taken advantage.
But you lost your virginity to 2 30-year-olds?
Yeah.
The same time?
Yeah, 2 ugly, horrible-looking women.
And you were?
What was I?
You were how old?
11.
11.
Going to 12. I had no hair on me.
Right.
I remember not having, and it was disgusting. And to this day, it's difficult for women to get me to go down. It's difficult. The girls that have had it, you're welcome. But it's hard. It's hard for me. It's hard for me to go down, man, because I remember what it was like down there. It was like a scary jungle. It was a terrible place to be. It was a terrible place to be, and they were like taking turns. I was just happy to be up. And it made my Kool-Aid taste different. For a long time.
I mean, we laugh about this.
I know, but because I'm a boy, I know it's different, right. And we should know. We need to just pay more attention to what happens. But I don't know, man. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, having fun is having fun, but in front of the kids, though. And you wonder why these dudes grow up with no respect for
women. Look what they go. Look at this.